The new European football season is here, and with that comes many things, but in particular for us Football Manager players, we're going to see some of our favourite Wonderkids get a breakout chance in their team, and that's what we'll be looking at today. Wonderkids of FM22 that you should keep your eye on ahead of the new season. Hi everyone, Jake here for FMSCOUT, and as mentioned, we'll be looking at FM22 Wonderkids who we think you should keep an eye on in the new footballing season. One important thing before we get into the video though, I want to know which Wonderkids you're most looking forward to seeing play in this coming season, but it's very hot, it's 30 degrees and I've got a million lights on me right now, so I want to get right into it. So let's start off with our goalkeeper. And it's one of the more obvious choices on this list. It's the Irish goalkeeper, Gavin Bazunu, previously of Manchester City, now at Southampton. Not all of these players will be transfer players, but there'll be a few who are getting their chance due to a transfer, but Bazunu, based on the talent Southampton have in the goalkeeping position, is likely going to be their regular starter, coming off a very good year with Portsmouth. This is a guy with plenty of potential, very young to be a first-choice Premier League goalkeeper, but I think we're all excited to see what he can do. El Shadile Bitshiabu was one of my favourite young centre-backs in FM22. The French national plays for PSG in a team that is obviously stacked with loads of talent, but he has made his first team debut very recently. Now, I'm not expecting him to be a regular starter for Paris Saint-Germain, but he's going to be learning from some of the best centre-backs in world football, particularly Sergio Ramos, and I think it is going to be a very exciting year ahead for the young man. We'll see how many appearances he does get across the course of a season, but he's a physical monster, 6'5". If you haven't played with him in FM22 yet, give him a try because he's so fun to use with those super dangerous physicals. PSG are usually known for the superstars as opposed to the youth prospects, but I think Bitshiabu is someone that you guys should definitely keep your eyes on ahead of the coming season. If you are enjoying the video, it would be great if you could help us out to get 250 likes on the video, and if you haven't subscribed already, it would be great if you could do that too as we try and hit 140,000 subscribers. And as a side note, you can find my channel linked in the description too if you want to check that out, where we have plenty of other Football Manager content that I'm sure you would love, and we're trying to get 10k over there, so if you can support us in any way, that would be great. But Armel Bella-Kotchap is the next player we are looking at, a 19-year-old German national who's played in the second division of the Bundesliga for Bochum in recent years, has made his move to Southampton. I'm sure there are a lot of clubs looking at him when Southampton did go to sign him, but now that he's being showcased in the Premier League, a young centre-back, it's going to be very exciting. How much of an impact Kotchap is going to have on the team, who knows, but he's certainly one who's worth watching. Moving on to the fullbacks, and we have Nathan Patterson, who will be making regular first team appearances this season for Everton. You would have thought he's already played 2 matches for Everton this season, having not played for them in the Premier League previously. The Scottish international can play right back or right wing back, and there's a lot of hype around this guy. I think Everton's squad certainly needed a youthful boost to it, and maybe Nathan Patterson will be the shining light in what is commonly a back 5 for Frank Lampard's team. So in that wing back spot, hopefully he'll be able to thrive. Before we check out the rest of our players, I'd like to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by the good people over at Spitch. What is Spitch, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Spitch is a fantasy football app available for people in the UK, Ireland, Germany and Austria if you are over the age of 18. I've spoke about all the great benefits of Spitch compared to other fantasy football apps before. Being able to make unlimited transfers, setting your side up for a specific game week instead of having to remember to choose your side for the whole season certainly has its benefits, but Spitch has added the awesome season mode now to make the platform even better. In this game mode, you'll select your unique side for every game week across the course of a whole season. Spitch will take your top 5 performing weeks into consideration in your leaderboard position at the end of the season. So it's all about getting your team right for an individual game week. Now, there are free versions of this competition you can enter, as well as paid for versions where you put a stake down before you get involved, both of which have different jackpot values. If this sounds good to you, then feel free to get involved by clicking the link in the description, which of course supports us here on the channel too. From there, you'll register on the app. You might have to show your ID if you are from the UK, but then you are good to go. Prove your fantasy football knowledge, and hopefully one of you guys can win the jackpot. Don't worry, not every player is going to be from the Premier League in this video. There's 2 left, and one of which is someone that I think we're going to be seeing a lot of game time from this season. Someone we'll be talking about a hell of a lot come the end of the year. Sergio Gomez, who has now joined Man City from Anderlecht, a very forward-thinking fullback. He actually has really good potential in FM22. I don't know why more people weren't using him. The fact that Man City have identified him for that left-back position and confirmed to be part of the first team by Pep Guardiola suggests there's certainly a good player in there, because their recruitment is usually pretty good. They were obviously after Cucurella initially. They decided to move targets to Sergio Gomez, and as someone who's never watched the guy play, purely based on his football manager attributes here, he looks like he could be a joy to watch in Manchester City's side, so he's certainly one to keep an eye on. La Masia graduate Nico has been granted a loan to Valencia this season, where supposedly there is no buy option, but I think this is going to be a great time for the youngster to showcase his talent. A fan favourite of FM22 and a player that I absolutely love in the game as well. He can play defensive midfield as well as them central midfield roles. A very good passer of the ball, but he's actually very well developed all round. You can see those mentals, physicals and technicals are all at a very good level. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he has played first team football for Barcelona, but clearly he wants some more consistent game time so Barca can judge him after that period. I think Valencia will be a good place for him to develop, and it could be a breakout season in La Liga for Nico. And our final Premier League player is Moise Caicedo, the Ecuadorian international playing for Brighton. He did get a few appearances in the latter stages of last season, but he is now appearing regularly for this Brighton side. There's even speculative links to Arsenal and Manchester United trying to sign him, and whilst I doubt that will happen this window, who knows, because down the line you could certainly see that kind of thing happening. Brighton are very good at developing talent, and having a young player in their side able to develop and reach the pinnacle of his game could be very exciting, because already Moises Caicedo looks like a top tier talent, and it's only going to get better with more game time. Physically absolutely relentless, with natural fitness and stamina and agility that really match the Premier League's intensity. He's good in loads of other areas too, and I think he'll be a regular starter for Brighton this year, playing the majority of their games, and I think they've got a real gem in finding this player. 4 players left now, and out wide we have Rooney Bargi, the Swedish youngster who plays for FC Copenhagen. There's obviously so much hype around this guy, and he did get some game time towards the end of last year, but I think this season is going to be the one where he really kicks on, becomes a regular for the Copenhagen side. You know for a fact, as soon as he scores one decent goal, Twitter is going to go wild about the future of this player. There'll be loads of teams keeping an eye on him. Will this season be the one where the hype gets realised and we start to see this young player performing exceptionally? Only time will tell. Not so often signed in FM22, but the FM21 favourite Christos Tzolis is certainly still a wonderkid with a lot of potential, even if his move to Norwich hasn't quite worked out yet. Seen as a huge part of the future of Greek football, when he moved to Norwich, things looked great for Tzolis, but then he didn't really play all that much. They got relegated, and now he has made a loan move to FC Twente, where I'm sure he'll be hoping to reignite that spark that he had a couple of years ago at PAOK out in the Greek divisions. He's certainly got the ability there, versatile, good in many areas, and I think he will get consistent football at Twente. But even at such a young age, I think there could almost be a sense of a make or break season for Tzolis here. If he doesn't perform too well at Twente, there's a good chance he could be one of those what if players in the future. What if he fulfilled his potential? But maybe this will be the place where he really shows everyone that Christos Tzolis is back. And moving on to our 2 strikers, probably the 2 most well-loved wonderkids of FM22, who I think everyone will be keeping an eye on. The first one is Benjamin Sesko, linked to some massive moves away from Salzburg. It looks like Leipzig will be his destination. Due to his physical presence and the team that he's came from and his goal scoring record, there's loads of people obviously comparing him to Erling Haaland. There's a long way to go for the Slovenian just yet, but I'm telling you, every time this guy scores a goal, Football Manager are going to tweet about it, people are going to tweet about it. This guy is someone that we're all going to have our eyes on. Can he become that striker that many of us believe he can, and in Football Manager have seen him become? And finally, we have Lorenzo Luca, who has joined Wonderkid FC Ajax, who always seem to have some of the best young talent in the world. Whether they've scouted Luca, whether they've just pulled up a save of Football Manager, either way, what they would have found was a very good young talent who is playing at a level probably below where he should be. Ajax have saw the chance there, brought Luca in to their side, and I think we're going to see him absolutely tear it up. But I guarantee you, if he scores once in the Champions League, you're all going to go to your friends and say, yeah, I know about him years ago before you guys did. He actually helped me win the Champions League with Macclesfield or something like that. I'm sure you'll all be out there raving about this guy, but we hope that he can fulfill that potential at Ajax, and it's a very good place to try and do so. So there we go, guys. 11 Wonderkids to keep your eyes on in the coming footballing season. Before we finish the video, for anyone who is still here at this point, I just want to say a massive thank you for all your support on the channel. I got a chance on FMSCOUT a couple years ago when honestly some of my videos were absolutely terrible. You guys might still think they are, but I like to think we've came a fairly long way. I'm making more videos on the channel over the last year or so. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it, and you always give me a lot of support in the comments, so thank you for that. Have a great day, everyone. Don't forget to like the video if you do enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.